Listen to Alfred.
Around 2 million people watched Shaftesbury Hairdresser Suzy Allum on Channel 4's First Dates on Christmas night. She's been at the centre of attention ever since. Many of her current and former hair clients have seen her appearance.
A lot of my clients know me and knew that I was going on the show, so that was quite fun.
You didn't have to keep it secret beforehand?
No, you can just I put a little bit on Facebook and told them I was going on.
Plymouth-born Suzy first worked locally at her sister's business, Hidden Depths, at the end of Park Walk. Now she has her own salon attached to her Breach Lane home. During her on-screen conversation, she spoke openly about being cheated on. The 67-year-old's been married 3 times and has decided she deserves some fun and happiness. It wasn't her idea to apply for First Dates. Her daughter-in-law, Kelly Murphy, put her name forward.
She said something about it, but then I had a phone call and then I thought it was a prank, so I put the phone down. And then they phoned her and said, I think your mother-in-law thinks that we're a prank. Could you ring her and tell her it's legit? So she did. And then I got FaceTime by them and it had a little interview at the house, and then they could see what your personality's like, and that was the first stage of it.
So you were well and truly vetted?
Yes, I was vetted.
As Suzy was auditioning for the First Dates Christmas special, the TV production team made a bizarre request.
Weird, really, because I had to put on a Christmassy dress, so that was quite strange.
What, for your kind of interview for the show?
Yeah, so they could see what you'd look like if you know, for the show, and
because people look different at Christmas, don't they?
yeah, so I had a red satin dress on then, yes.
Suzy was invited up to London on an all-expenses-paid trip. She recorded an interview in a TV studio. That emotional footage of Suzy sitting in front of a red heart backdrop, talking about her love life, was included in the programme.
I have a little bit of a cry because the guy interviewing is like a counsellor, and he drags out all, the information from you, which is sometimes a little bit upsetting, because not that it was his fault, but it brings back memories of different things.
That seems a bit manipulative, getting the cameras rolling and talking to you to try and get you a bit teary and just using that little bit on the telly.
Yes. But I didn't look at it like that. It was a little bit like not paying for a counsellor, really.
So it's a big long chat you have with the guy, although we only see probably about 20 seconds worth on the box.
That's right. It is quite long, and they cut a lot of it out. And at one stage I thought, when I seen what it looked as if I'd said, yes, I get a lot of male attention, but they cut out the bit where I said, but I never believe male attention because I've got a very low esteem of myself, really. I'm a bit like Tears of a Clown, I put on a face, but sometimes I'm not that person. People
didn't see the real you on telly then because they changed some of the things you'd said, or at least removed some of the bits that were quite important.
Yes, I did think that. Yes, they should have left those bits in, because saying, yes, I get male attention, it made me look like I was a little bit of a big head, and I'm far from a big head.
Some of Suzy's raunchier remarks didn't make the final edit either.
But I'm not going to tell you on here now.
Because you were quite rude at one point anyway, weren't you?
Yes.
Have you had comments about that?
Well, it's apparently being used quite a lot as a catchphrase for different things now. Ding dong, tingle in the mingle. You could use it as your phone ring tone.
Suzy is philosophical about how she was portrayed on the show.
That's life. Things are like that. I know who I am, and my friends and family know who I am, and that's the main thing, really.
There have been high-profile cases of people who've struggled with the pressure that's followed a reality show appearance. Suzy says the programme's production company was keen to offer support and advice.
They give you an email address, and you've got numbers you can call if you do feel the need to talk to somebody and get advice. They tell you to come off social media if it gets bad, but I haven't, I never really look at a lot of the comments. I usually skip back through the ones that are a bit negative anyway, so I don't really read them. But there was one comment which I think that I agreed on. I shouldn't have gone with the silver eyeliner on my eyes. That was awful, that was. Other than that, I was happy, and yeah, everything was fine. And
Have you had some nice comments on social media that you've seen? Let's not look at the negative ones, but have people said nice, kind things?
Yes, they have. A lot of women could relate to my situation, and yeah, it was nice because of that. And they all thought that, it was nice that I was still looking for love at my age.
The Channel 4 TV series has been filmed since 2013 in the Paternoster Chop House restaurant opposite St Paul's Cathedral. For the Christmas Day special, Suzy was taken to a Hampshire pub where her dinner date was filmed. The festive decoration seems strange because the show was recorded in the autumn.
We went to, I think it was the Wellington Arms in Basingstoke, which was a lovely pub, all done out, and it was about 2 or 3 months before Christmas, so it looked a bit weird.
At the end of the Christmas Day episode, the show's maitre d', Fred, announced there'd be a lock-in at the pub. 2 of the waiters played Christmas tunes on guitars for the diners to dance to.
Fred comes in and says a Merry Christmas to everybody, and we've all got to say Merry Christmas back, and then we're supposed to all be dancing, which is difficult to guitars. So it was a bit put on, really. And then of course when they'd finished filming all that, it was all like, right, that's it, cut, and all the taxis were waiting for us to get into our taxis and go.
That same pub and some of Suzy's fellow diners will be featured on the seasonal edition of First Dates for Christmas 2020. The production crew filmed 2 episodes in one go.
They were doing a back-to-back, so next year it'll be there again with another load of people that I met but weren't on this series. So that was quite weird, because you think, where are they? And then you realise, no, they'll be on for next series.
So the points that you see on First Dates where somebody's introduced to their date, it looks like it's a surprise on TV. Was it for you, or did you meet beforehand?
No, you don't meet beforehand. It's all completely sort of, you meet there in the pub. So, but he was a nice guy, but, he wasn't for me. He didn't come across with any banter. I don't even realise it, know whether he fancied me or not.
You weren't getting on like a house on fire during the date like some couples do. So at any point did the TV people have a chat with you to try and make it a bit more lively?
Yes, they did. They pulled him out a couple of times to try and get him to, they said they needed to adjust his mic, and it was to try and get him to talk a bit. But I think he was interested in the food more than the date, really.
Suzy had told her date that she was quite keen on him, but as the meal progressed she realised they were worlds apart, which she says is a shame because he's fairly local and lives in Sherborne. On the TV programme, the diners have to pay the bill, which can either lead to awkwardness or assertiveness. Suzy says that's authentic. Money does change hands, but the meal is part subsidised.
But they do give you £30 towards it, and I did pay my bill myself.
The production team were very kind to Suzy, and the filming was a relaxed experience.
They give you a lot of Prosecco, which is why I was a little bit not right on the night.
The free booze and the hidden cameras meant that Suzy quickly forgot she was being recorded for television.
And then you have little cameras, like little like round white cameras, which look like an ornament on the bedside, on the tables, and of course you don't notice them. So hence my outrageousness. But I probably would be like that anyway, to be fair. Whether I could see a camera man standing there, but there was no cameraman, so it's done very, very cleverly.
Suzy described the star of the show, Fred, as a sexy hunk whom she could make very happy during her TV interview.
But Fred is a lovely guy, yeah, and he looks as handsome off-set as he does on set. He is really nice person. And Merlin was sweet, and the waiters and waitresses were all lovely, and all the staff, they all are all so helpful and friendly.
The excitement didn't end when Suzy left the filming location. The taxi driver drove her back to her hotel, where she discovered the property was closed. An hour after making a frantic call to an apologetic member of the production crew, the hotelier was raised and the doors were unlocked. Since appearing on the show, Suzy says she's received some attention from potential suitors on social media.
Some younger men, which was very nice, but not for me. One wanted to spend a lot of money on me, but not for me. I just want to find a guy who's a nice, sort of middle of the road, funny guy who just wants to have fun and take me out for meals and things, and just, hopefully they'll set something up in Shaftesbury, who knows, and around this area.
Well, I mean, obviously you're in Shaftesbury, and on the TV it said Shaftesbury.
Yeah.
So have you had any interest from people locally?
No, unfortunately not.
Viewers may see more of Suzy on TV soon. The First Dates producers might invite her to Italy to take part in the spin-off series First Dates Hotel.
Yes, the holiday First Dates, they've said that they will put me forward for that, and because they know what my personality's like, they said probably I would be on that one as well.
You mentioned as well, Come Dine With Me. Is that something that you're considering?
Yes, I am. I am considering that one. Yeah, so, it's like, why not? If you get the opportunities, I'm just going to take them.
What would your meal be?
I haven't thought yet. Twice baked souffle maybe for starters.
She encourages any single women around her age to apply for the show if they're seeking romance.
You don't have to, just sit inside and watch the telly. You've got to get out there and you've got to enjoy yourself. It might be naughty, but it's fun. I'm going to grow old disgracefully. That was what I said, and I think I proved that.
Listen to Alfred.